All I hear is talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she be down the ride, oh, I bet that. Ooh.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How ya doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling irie today? Let's talk. I had a great live session yesterday. I want to touch on that for 1 second. Listen, it is very rare that we get any women to come on and talk. So, there was a lot of foolery inside of the live chat. We're equals, all right? All this picking back and forth. You have to understand, it's not easy getting in front of a camera in front of thousands of people. So people do get nervous. And some of y'all were out there. You want to argue with each other in the comment section. That's good. Families argue. We good with that. But, try to have a little more respect for each other. Number 2, your pay chart came out, NALC, and it's it's comical, but we're going to do a video about that. I think Nick did one already. He found time in his 24-hour-a-day work schedule to do one, so y'all check him out. And for those that say, hey, man, why you didn't reach out to me? I would have got on there. When I go live, it automatically locks. The program that I'm using will lock the room. So it's not like you could just join in. The call-ins, I have to get the phone number and the passcode beforehand for that to work. And if you want to be live, I got to send you an email beforehand. It's a big project. So I'm not up there with the other people that have, people calling in on a consistent basis. I got a set topic, set things we're going to talk about. We make it happen. But we're going to do that vent session. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. The reason why you clicked. Postal workers are being robbed, not by mail thieves, you see me? By their own employer. Now, I touched on this a little while ago. But I recently was reading the OIG report and I got some data. We're going to expose today how United States Postal Service illegally withholds pay, manipulates the time cards, and forces employees to work for free. I mentioned that they did that one time with my daughter and I had to call the OIG to get over there. If you ever gotten a paycheck from the United States Postal Service, y'all need to make sure that your hours are correct. All right. Number 1, the United States Postal Service. I'm keeping it 100. 100. There's going to be some supervisors and managers mad, but listen, we just sharing information. I don't speak on behalf of the Postal Service. I just speak on things that we research and is readily available on the United States Postal Service's, not webpage, but you can go over to the OIG report. And before we get into the rest of this, listen, a lot of people don't like the fact that we're, sharing the dirt. The dirt is good. It needs to be put out there. It needs to be put out there. The unions get upset about it. Management gets upset about it. Sometimes the workers get upset about it. You asked me if I give a rat's ass. Nope. I gave you the answer before you asked. I'm going to keep sharing information. It is readily available. And I'm speaking on behalf of JH. They illegally erase overtime. It says they cost workers $5,000 plus yearly. A 2023 USPS Office of Inspector General report found that 14% of overtime hours were improperly adjusted or deleted. That's a lot. The American Postal Workers Union estimates $120 million a year is stolen from workers via wage suppression. That's a lot of money. $120 million a year amongst all the employees. Supervisors manually override timekeeping systems to avoid penalty pay. In a USPS OIG audit report, you can go on the USPS OIG.gov page. There it is. You can look it up for yourself. Somebody get mad about it. Go ahead. Number two, the automated lunch break scam. So that's with truck drivers and carriers. I think the people that are out on the field, we get automated clock rings. They estimated, again, $2,100 annually per worker. Per worker. That sounded deep, didn't it? Per worker. United States Postal Service automatically deducts that 30-minute unpaid lunch, right? Even when the worker skips their breaks to finish the route. That's why you hear a lot of people in the comment section. You don't hear them. You read a lot of people in the comment section saying, don't skip your lunch. Stay the route. Stay the route. Even the postmaster that we had on here yesterday, he said, do things by the book. 2022 National Labor Relations Board ruling against the United States Postal Service proved that this policy violates the Fair Labor Standards Act. 72% of carriers report working through their lunch and not being paid. And that, my friend, is on the NALC website. It was a survey. And that's on your website, NALC. How about them apples? Readily available, but we exposing it. We putting it out there so you don't feel like you're alone. USPS forces off the clock work $1.5 million hours yearly, unpaid hours yearly. A class action lawsuit in California revealed United States Postal Service pressured workers to clock out before finishing their route, saving the United States Postal Service $8 million in unpaid wages in just one district alone. Pre-stamp your packages before the shift starts. What? Unpaid labor. The Department of Labor fined the United States Postal Service $3.2 million for those FLSA violations. There's the data. Just look it up, baby. Look it up. They did that foolishness with my daughter and when you get back, make sure you punch out. They keep telling y'all the story. And I couldn't see it. When it hits different when it's your own people. But it should hit different when it's with you. Don't do it. Number 4, United States Postal Service tries to retaliate against whistleblowers. I'm not a whistleblower. I'm a fact teller. I'm going to read it. I'm going to look it up. If it's on their website, United States Postal Service, OIG, it's on their website. Can't be upset. You can't be upset with me. I'm just reading the information. 1 out of 4 workers fear reporting anything. That's why people, they scared. They scared. 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4 people are fearful of retaliation. 2021, OIG found 26% of employees witnessed retaliation for reporting wage theft. Yo, man, you ain't pay me, bro. What you doing? Yo, nah, I'm gonna file a grievance. Then all of a sudden, then there's retaliation. 26% reported wage theft. Retaliation for reporting wage theft. There was a case study. A Philadelphia carrier was demoted after filing a wage complaint. The United States Postal Service settled for $85,000 with the EEO back in 2022. Management told the person to file a grievance and your routes get 10 times harder. Think about that. You file a grievance, your route gonna get 10 times harder. That's the retaliation. That shit is crazy. That's crazy. Number 5, United States Postal Service old trucks. Our trucks, we just spoke about this yesterday. The heat hazard. 90% of the United States LLV trucks don't have no AC. We know this. And workers tend to suffer from heat illnesses. We know this, but are denied workers' compensation. A lot of people have these trucks, and I was talking about this yesterday inside the live. They have these trucks and they have the scent of the carbon monoxide coming inside of there, the fumes, and they get sick. I remember my sister calling me, telling me about that. She ended up throwing up and I was like, get your ass out that truck. Get out the truck. And OSHA reported 400 plus heat-related illnesses in the facilities, inside the facilities alone in 1 year. A person said they were hospitalized for heat stroke, and the United States Postal Service said it was their fault, whatever the manager is. In an investigation back in 2023, they said it was their fault. Now, I've heard this before because they say, oh, we give them heat-related training. I got an email today in safety. I got an email, and you guys should be getting a service talk within the next few weeks. I think it's before, I don't know what date is going to come out for you guys. In regards to heat-related, stay cool, etc. It's the same thing. It's just the updated version that they tell you every year. It doesn't change the facts, right? I was a chef. I know that the stove is hot. I know there's a damn good chance that I'm gonna burn my hand on the stove if I'm cooking with fire, right? You can try your best to do everything possible to avoid it, but you're gonna get burned one time, at least one time, right? At least one time. So it's gonna happen. But when they turn around and they deny you, knowing that they put you in a situation like that, then they'll say, oh, well, you knew better. You knew better. You knew better. Well, you pushing me to get back by a certain time. You pushing me to do more in less time. You keep pushing me. This is also why a lot of the people that are in the comment section, they say, just follow the rules. Follow the rules of what your job duty is. Work at a steady pace. And that way you don't have these issues. I remember G, you know who you are. He just retired. Congratulations, brother. He was my craft director. He said, man, do the job, and whatever time it takes you to do it, you do it. Take the time that it takes for you to do it. And he kept saying that over and over again. I couldn't stand him for that shit, but it makes sense now after realizing that they judge everybody off of their specific work. Hey man, you used to be really fast, now you're slowing down. Okay, but there's just some days I feel better than others. I'm a human being. It's also why they try to replace us, freaking robots. They want to keep this budget, I understand. But mail theft, money theft coming from us, it's a consistent thing. It's just up to you to do diligent and make sure that your money is right. For those that were asking about, well, my union isn't working and I need to speak to my business agent. For those that don't know, if your union isn't working, they have area business agents, which basically they're over the president. They go and they handle stuff if your people ain't taking care of it. Just look it up. Look it up. See what your business agent does. I don't want to misspeak. I do know that is very easily findable. For the APWU, you can look up who's my business agent, APWU, and Google it. And it's going to pop up, and then you just put your area in. It's on the website. It's on the APWU website. You put your area in that you're located, your craft as well, and then the names come up. There you go. You found your business agent. The same thing with the NALC. So I live in blah, blah, blah. Somebody texted me today and asked me that. And I had to look it up, so I'll find it for you. But these are things that are people asking. That's why I'm sharing it. I'm not sure if a lot of people made it to the end of this video, but you just Google NALC, who is my business agent? And it'll pop up. When all else fails and you've gone through all the steps and you feel like your union isn't doing anything for you, your local, you go above them. and you handle the business the best way you can. Okay, so we're gonna step back from the monetary area for a minute. We got some babies here. We do. There are some people that feel entitled. We address that. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that. You, whoever it is, that if you ever heard, man, stop being a baby, you might be a baby. You might be. We don't expect people to be, Superman or, Hulk Hogan or whatever. But there are a lot of people that come into this place and I can tell that they just gonna be a problem. I see them when they walk through the door. Don't be a problem that causes problems for everybody else. I'm here for ride for everybody, but just don't be that problem. I don't know if you could read in between the lines without being, your feelings getting hurt, but we do have some babies in this place. And if anybody's ever told you that you being a baby, if you could put your feelings aside, just go ask them. Say, hey man, why'd you say that? Is there something that I'm doing that I need to fix with me? What am I doing incorrectly or makes you feel that way? Because I heard that from 5 different people so far. That's called growing. I got a lot of shit that I do. After a while, I'm like, you know what? That's the 5th time somebody said that shit to me. Let me find out why. That's called growing. Learn how to grow. And if you could start changing you could help start changing that culture. This is JH. I didn't want to be too animated today. I was gonna be, but yeah. We're gonna do a live. We're gonna get y'all on there so you can complain a little bit. But I felt that the OIG facts, again, somebody asked me these questions and I had to look them up. That was good. More theft. Well, not good, but it's good to share this information. All right. It's JH. Y'all have yourself a good rest of your day. I'm out.